to give you something that might be subpar. Well, he also loves a challenge. And for many, many, many people, taking a fiber product was not a good thing. You cracked the code with this.
No, fiber is difficult to contend with. Most fiber products you see on the market that seem to be relatively pleasant to use, those ones you mix with water and are clear, as far as I'm concerned, they're synthetic.
Right.
They're not really fiber. Usually they're like a processed maltodextrin. They're derived from corn or from other allergic sources. Our fiber is a very unique, it is simply the outer shell of psyllium husk, but the fine outer shell. And it's such a fine powder because one of the biggest problems that people have with fiber is that as much as they need it for regularity, if you deliver it in the wrong form, it's just gonna cause more digestive issues. It's gonna cause gas. It's gonna cause, so why do you wanna introduce another problem when you're trying to solve? It's like, the analogy people give you, when you squeeze a balloon, yeah, you squeeze the balloon here, it just squeezes out there.
Right.
So what I wanna do is when I go after a problem, I wanna make sure I don't create other problems, that I find the perfect ingredient for the perfect solution. And you'd have to go back over 20 years, but it took me several years to find the perfect natural fiber. It is an unprocessed fiber. All we do is change its physical form, meaning that it's an ultrafine powder.
Right.
So that ultrafine powder, just like the bean and veggie, what good is fiber that is just gonna be a chunk of fiber that's gonna be like wood chips or something? So this is, I'm sure you can appreciate, it's just like dust. And that's your absolute guarantee and assurance that it does what it's supposed to do, mildly, gently. And what is fiber supposed to do? It gives the musculature of our digestive system, it gives it something to do. Right. And also that fiber, it absorbs moisture. So it acts kind of like a sponge and a broom, gently cleansing our insides, gently cleansing our intestines, as it also promotes regularity. And the best way to promote regularity is to get a gentle fiber source, water-soluble fiber source like this, and just be adequately hydrated. And when you're adequately hydrated, not only is it great for regularity, it's also great for having beautiful skin, because you can't have beautiful skin if you're not well hydrated from the inside.
And Andrew, when you referred to, let's say, other fiber products that come in different forms, is the reason they do it in that form because it's cheaper?
Well, the kind of the wood, the one that looks like wood chips, yes.
Right.
But the other forms are actually also significantly cheaper than this natural ingredient. All they are is processed, usually processed corn products or byproducts, and typically you'll see on the label it'll be maltodextrin. It'll be a form of fiber that's processed from something like corn.
Right.
And it's designed to be water soluble, even though it shouldn't be water soluble. Fiber, it's even water soluble fiber, if we mix this with water, it creates a gel. That's how it's soluble. It doesn't create this clear solution like when you put salt in water. So those fibers are not real fibers as far as I'm concerned. And even this fiber comes with a permitted and US Food and Drug Administration approved claim. If you consume adequate amounts of psyllium husk fiber, you actually we can speak in terms of it helping to lower your bad cholesterol, helping to lower your total cholesterol. So it provides a whole long list of health benefits. And
incidentally, nearly 1,000 perfect 5-star reviews. That's good to know as well. Is it simply the case that we just don't get enough fiber for most of us?
That's just the American diet. That's unfortunately the nature of the American diet. There's many things we don't get enough of: CoQ10, omega-3s, vitamin D, B12, fiber. And unfortunately, when it comes to fiber we could do better with if we ate differently.
Right.
If we had oat bran and oatmeal every day, if we ate more nuts, seeds, and legumes every day, those are a great source of fiber, but we don't tend to eat that way. And because we don't, regularity becomes really an epidemic in our society, and all really regularity requires not a lot of fiber. I mean, this 1 or 2 capsules with each meal is all you need. And as you'll read from the reviews, it's life-changing, life-affirming.
Well, let me tell you, we can affirm the fact that the pricing today is fabulous. 23 years on HSN. Many of you have been with Andrew from the very start. If you'd like to order, the pricing is expiring at midnight. So it really is important to know that. If you were going to buy Fibermucil, you'd buy it right now. Up to 1,000 capsules, low price. I mean, really a low price point considering the amount you're receiving.
Well, a low price point. It's less than a dime a capsule.
You can't argue with that.
I think it's less than 9 cents a capsule because it's free shipping and handling.
Right.
So it's an incredibly affordable product given the quality of our natural Fibermucil.
We're going to head over this way, and maybe the other thing that I should say, and Andrew, you were the first to point it out yesterday. You reminded me. If you shop at the moment, you're going to benefit from our extended return policy.